Welcome to the Richard Sherman podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Volumes YouTube channel to get more content. We coming at you 2 times a week. Subscribe now. So Ken, we haven't talked about it. We rarely ever talk about it publicly for obvious reasons. But people have so many questions about the Russ situation in Seattle. And what happened there? Was he getting preferential treatment? Was he getting treated better? How valuable was he to the team? Like, was he the best player? How was the communication? So tell me your perspective of the whole deal.
Early on, we talked about accountability. This is what I said about Russ. Russ, he was young, quarterback, growing into himself. He was not held to the same accountability as the rest of us. That's just facts.
Right.
That's just facts. And so when I looked at our team, guys were upset, like, hey, man, we just did our thing. We did this and that. You bashing the defense. I need you to at least mention his name in the team meeting room. Can I at least get that? And so when you talk about accountability in the early years, no. As he grew, as he got older, Coach Carroll did do a better job in addressing things. Hey, Russ, you threw this amount of picks. You got to get better. And so in his early years, it was quiet with it. But as Russ grew, the accountability definitely improved by Coach Carroll.
It had to, because like you said, early on, it was like, hey, but there wasn't enough years difference, for the accountability thing to be like that. That's what I tell people. They're like, well, he was young. It's like, well, again, he was a year younger than us. Like, he ain't that young, kid. It ain't no baby now.
Yeah.
And so when you got 52 guys being held to a certain standard, you got one guy not being held to the standard, then it's going to cause some friction no matter what.
Yeah.
No, and the longer you do it, the longer the friction's going to go. It is what it is. That's just human nature. Like, hey, you're saying these all pros better play like all pros. And then you're like, this guy's okay. We'll deal with it.
And I think if Coach Carroll could go back and do it, I think he would have did it, because any man, any grown man with any substance, any man with anything to him, he wants to be held accountable. Hey, let me know what I messed up on, Coach. And so Coach Carroll, I don't know why he did that, but I believe that if he did do that to Russ wouldn't have any problem with, hey, hold me accountable. I messed up. I got to get better.
Right. But at the end of the day, that's how he handled it. And then things soured there, because at that, after a while, it had to get to the point where he chose Russ or the defense. And after the Super Bowl loss, he kind of made it pretty clear who he was choosing.
Yeah. I mean, I believe when you look at the general manager, which direction do I go? And I believe that you got to have a franchise quarterback. And so they chose to go in this direction. They invested in him. Guys started leaving. Like, damn, guys leaving, and guys started leaving. So they put a lot on his plate to make it happen. They put a whole lot on his plate to make it happen. I believe that's when he made a comment. He said, I feel like I'll have to put the team on my back. I feel like I have to put the team on my back. I feel like in his later years, I feel like Russ had more pressure and he felt more of a responsibility to do that.
Right, and that's what happens when they made that decision. They put that pressure on it. We chose the quarterback. We didn't choose the Legion of Boom. We didn't choose the great defense. We chose the quarterback. So now it's on the quarterback to make this thing work. And when it didn't work, I think it was pressure on all sides. And then you saw the breakup, and then you hear the truth from Pete for the first time, after the game.
Coach Carroll is funny.
He is funny.
He is funny. You went 10 years just keeping everything tight in the locker room. Let's keep it tight. As soon as this man leaves, you let it all air out. I was like, wow.
Well, I guess you only protect the team when you own the team, kid.
Exactly. He let the narrative out. And this is narrative that's in Seattle that, like, when he came back in the building, the man got booed. People not happy with him. Like, I know for Russ, that had to sting. Like, you just gave this city your everything. And you come back and don't get a warm welcome. When you came back, it was all good. When Bobby come back, it's going to be all good. Golden Tate came back, it's cool. But it's just this narrative like, man, you are the villain. We don't mess with you. Good luck in Denver.
It was tough, because there was a few times Russ said some things in interviews where he's like, I just wanted to go to a city that wanted to win. And you know how Seattle say, yes, he did. Yes, he did. That's part of the reason why they booed him. It wasn't just the breakup. The breakups happen. The fans understand it's a business. But then he said some things about him wanting to go to a city that wanted to win and things like that, kid, that they took personal. They took the 12s taking it direct.
Yeah, and I look at Russ. I think Russ would even admit this as well. I believe that at the end of the day, with football, with Hall of Fame, Super Bowl, I believe that a part that Russ wishes he would have got better is just the connection with his boys, the brotherhood, the teammate. Because no matter what, if we got your back, it's all good. But I felt like he was so focused on this, focused on that, that he kind of missed that connection with his boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no
And so
question, no question.
that's just the unfortunate part about the whole thing, man. Is that your focus got to be on your boys first, and then everything else will take care of itself.
Right, and that's how it was with the rest of us. That's why we're still close. That's why we still live in Seattle. That's why we still talk to this
Mhm.
day. And that's the unfortunate part. But hopefully he can make those connections out there in Denver and have that kind of, you
Yeah.
learn as you get older, you learn to, hey, what I did well, what I didn't do well, and you correct it. But
Mhm.
now everybody killing him about the run pass thing. And I'm like, come
I'm,
on now.
I'm
Y'all gonna kill him for that?
I'm like, Russ, I was like, Russ, why are you screaming so loud? It's like, let them know, let them know. I'm like, bro, relax. Like, this is the NFL. I think they could tell if it's a run or pass. Pop Warner, you do that high school, cool. But he was like, let them know, let them know. Like, okay, all right.
I think it's one of those situations. He just wanted it so bad. It was that game. It was that he had to get Pete. Like you said, you said it meant a lot to Pete. That game
Yeah,
meant a lot to Pete. That
yeah.
game was a defining moment for Pete. Like, they can go up and down the whole season. They got players to develop. They got things to do. They got things to
Hmm.
accomplish. But for him getting that win, that was
Yeah.
huge.
So when you talk about who won the breakup between Russ and Coach Carroll, it's clearly Coach Carroll. He got the win. He got the city on his back. He got the former players coming to the game, raising the flag, and then the city, and then it's just Russ. And so hopefully Russ can just start from square one, build a relationship with your boys, man. It's all about the brotherhood, so people have your back when adversity does strike.
Yeah, I mean it's a forgiving place though. I'm sure he'll play out his career, come back to Seattle. They'll put his jersey in a ring of honor and do all that, and the fans will cheer for him. But right now, what I mean, it's a dog eat
Uh,
dog world out
yeah,
there.
man. Yeah. So we'll see.
Oh,
We'll see.
we gonna see. That's for sure. We gonna
Yeah,
see,
and
kid.
and
And
when he in Denver now, man. I look at his struggles these first 2 weeks, bro. You got a dog at running back in Javonte Williams. He averaging about 5, 6 yards a carry, but I'm looking. He hasn't even had over 20 carries yet. Russ, you are very good. You are very good. If you get this man the ball more, you will be even better. It'll open
and
up so much more for you.
but if
Can-
is that on Russ or is that on Hackett? That's the question that everybody's asking. Like, is that on the quarterback or is that on the play caller? Because you paid the quarterback all this money,
Mhm.
you gotta give him the ball.
Man, you gotta win. You gotta win. Forget all that. The GM's like, hey, I'm trying to win ball games. And so if you get this man, he let him get 100 yards, 20 plus carries, it'll open up stuff for Sutton, it'll open up stuff for Judy, and then you have a better chance to win these games because they're struggling right now.
Yeah,
It's
they're
not looking.
struggling. That
It's
was a
not.
that was a dogfight against the Houston Texans now.
Yeah. So he should have, on paper, he should have won these first 2 games. Didn't go his way, and so I believe that they got to get back to the drawing board. Hey, let's get Javonte Williams the ball. Let him Gordon the ball. And it'll open up so much more for me.
Yeah, it would. Kyle Shanahan has a stat like if they run the ball 30 times in a game, they win the game. Like, I don't know if it's like 80% of the time. So he
Really.
try to always get 30 runs in a game, and he knows he
Mhm.
can get a W.
Yeah, we had a stat too. It was like 20 carries, 20 completions. I believe that's what we had. Your chances go way higher to win ball games. So, man, Russ know that. Man, you know the formula to winning. You gotta
Right,
go out there. Yeah, go out there and get it done.
right. And the best defense is what?
Hold up.
It's a great
Best.
run game, Ken.
Oh,
Because it's less time on the clock. You
okay.
run the
I forgot that one. I forgot that one.
Yeah, I never forget it because I remember so many times us watching Marshawn and just chilling on the sideline
Yep.
like, hey, get him, Sean.
Yep. Yep. Go make it happen.
Make it happen. Shoot, because the longer they out there, the shorter we out there. And,
Exactly.
it's a lot different game when you playing defense for 24, 25 minutes versus 36 minutes.
Exactly. So he know the formula, man. We see how it all plays out.